Yep.
We've been conceptualizing the mind doesn't map very well at all to the functions of different systems in the brain.
These kinds of distinctions are very subjective, and it's probably better to try to look at the brain and figure out what its organizational properties are without appealing to these culturally laden categories which aren't respected by the brain.
Russell Poldrack is doing just that. At his lab at Stanford University, he's taking a computational approach to understanding the organizing features of our mind.
If you have people perform, a bunch of different psychological tasks that vary in the psychological functions that we think they engage, let's collect a bunch of data on a bunch of different tasks and ask the data what kind of structure there is.
Poldrack's lab used machine learning to try to isolate neural activity related to memory recall. But rather than simply mapping into memory centers, the data correlated with more general constructs of activity, ones for which we don't yet have names.
What that has shown us in some cases is that things that we might have thought were measuring the same thing really don't seem to be measuring the same thing at all. I think we need to fundamentally rethink how we conceptualize the functions of the brain. Within neuroscience, there's a broad agreement that the brain is a computational machine, and we need to understand what the computations are that it's doing, and that we should be able to ultimately understand psychological function in terms of those computations. Part of the challenge here is we don't really even have a good language for describing those computations other than math. So it raises essentially a question of whether we're going to end up with models of the brain that are really good at predicting activity of the brain, but that we can't sort of give human understandable explanations to.